Welcome to the Pantheon Plus Rewind. So what exactly is the Pantheon Plus Rewind? Well, everything we do at Pantheon Plus is about community at the core. Are you saying that you're okay with gold spam? Is that what you're saying? You've just become so immune to it that it's all right?
I don't, because it doesn't like impact me like in the instant, you know, like I know it's bad for games, obviously, but in the instant, it doesn't really like affect me all that much. But yeah, it's funny.
I understand that I was being a little abrasive with leading. Now, we discussed before we started that that's how it was going to be. Great. Listen, straightforward. Anybody who's ever played any MMORPG with me, I like to lead. It's common. I can turn it off if it's asked to.
When I filled out my podcaster profile, I checked two boxes only. First, they had to be a rogue, and they had to be willing to ninja loot all the drops, take the blame, and then give me the loot later at a discount price. Only one name kept coming to mind, and it's someone who I've come to respect in the community and whom I've had many really interesting conversations with. And coincidentally, someone who's also now part of Pantheon Plus. So let me introduce to you, everyone, my new co-host, Desrin. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Desrin. I'm super glad to be here co-hosting the Rewind with Theric.
So we're going to start with 247 because that's the issue at hand. There's a lot to discuss. We need to set the table for the discussion though first, and that starts by addressing how we're going to deal with the NDA leaks that happened.
Now, this is episode 1 for us. I forgot. We're taking the reins over, people. Get excited. Draq, Dymlos, doing the rewind. It's going to be funny. It's going to be great. It's just a new take on the same current model.
All right, Dymlos, this may be the most irrelevant Pantheon Rewind that we have ever done. And for us, that is saying a lot.
Because we're mostly irrelevant?
Well, we are kind of irrelevant, but also we're recording on a Tuesday when there is no Pantheon Early Access, and this will be releasing on a Saturday where there supposedly will be Pantheon Early Access. So is anyone going to actually listen to the Rewind this week, or is everyone just going to be playing Pantheon Early Access? Number 2, I know I've gotten a lot of crap for this. Dymlos
for good reason.
We'll never let this go, but I stand
Not
by
ever.
it. I stand by it. Number 2 snack, water. You need to drink water. If you're gaming and you're not drinking water, then you're losing. So
I agree with you on this, but it is not a snack.
It's a snack.
It's water. It's a drink, if anything. We're not listing our top 5 favorite drinks.
When I go get snacks, sometimes I just grab water. It's fine. It's a snack. It's a labor of love. And we love Pantheon. We love the Rewind. And thank you so much for listening every single week. Make sure you give us some comments. Give us a little love.
Bye, everybody. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 200 of The Rewind, a podcast dedicated to keeping its listeners on the cutting edge of the MMORPG Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. What can be said that wasn't just laid out in that wonderful video by our predecessors? We stand on the shoulders of great hosts that have come before us who believed in a place where community matters most. Honestly, I'm still shocked that Draq and I were given the okay to take over the show, and we are so grateful for all of you that gave us a shot and continue to make the Rewind a part of your week. We are very excited to bring you this extra special milestone episode, and a big shout out to all our adventuring party who make it possible. Though we could still use your help. We have a couple of Patreon tiers that can get you into the show, as well as corresponding YouTube memberships. And if you just feel like tossing us a couple bucks each month and don't need all that show recognition, we've got a solo tier solely on YouTube that lets us know you support what we do here. Lastly, a huge shout out to Draq, who has orchestrated the herding of cats that is this episode. He's the heart and soul that keeps this channel running, and without him, this community would have fallen apart. if you could take a second to leave him a comment letting him know you appreciate all the work he puts into a place that we all feel welcome. Except you, Dwimble. Get back in your corner and stop ruining our top fives. Now, on with the show.
The party stood before a towering, ancient forest, its trees so dense they seemed to block out the very sun. The air was thick with mystery, and rumors spoke of the legendary Forest of 200 Trials, a place where only the brave or foolish dared to enter. Anton Duviditis, the Darkmere Shaman Glyph Keeper, surveyed this forest with unease. They say this place is cursed. We'll face 200 trials, each one more difficult than the last. Chiradu the Gnome Summoner looked excited. 200 challenges? Perfect! I'll summon something to help us every 200 paces. Caloric the Dwarf Paladin gripped his axe tightly. I don't care about trials. If I could take down 200 monsters, I'll be happy. Eliv the Halfling Rogue smirked. I'll sneak past 200 traps, no problem. We just need to stay quiet and smart. Ziplox the Darkmare Rogue stepped into the forest. His movement's like shadow. I'll scout ahead and take down 200 enemies before they even know I'm here. Annoying Llama the Human Monk cracked his knuckles. 200 hits? Sounds like a warm-up. Let's get this started. Screech the Scar Bar began strumming his lute, his music enhancing the party's focus. If we all keep our wits, we'll conquer the 200 challenges. Archbishops the Dwarf Paladin raised his shield. We'll face this one, 200 trials, 200 victories. We won't falter. Dwimble the Gnome Rogue grinned. I'll be the one to disarm 200 traps without breaking a sweat. With each adventurer preparing for the daunting journey, they ventured forth into the forest of 200 trials. The trees whispered secrets as they moved forward, knowing that each step would bring them closer to facing the next trial. But the party was ready. Together, they would conquer all 200 challenges that awaited.
This week in Visionary Realms News and Notes.
All right, Dymlos, every time I listen to that VR news and notes and hears Theric's sultry voice, I get a little nostalgic.
We sure do miss him around here, but his spirit lives on in the show he helped create.
Well, just a little beans, but shouldn't be beans to people in the show. He told me he was going to be here.
What?
For the airing of the show. Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so, Theric, if you're in chat right now, you need to make sure to sound out.
Well, now that if he's not in chat, he's going to feel real shitty when he comes in.
He's going to feel real bad. That's what you get.
That's fine. Yeah. You take that guilt, Theric. You take it like a good Canadian and you put it in your a-hole.
You internalize it.
A-hole. Because he's Canadian.
So bad.
Oh, man. That's just comedy gold right there.
So bad. So bad. So bad. Well, for our 200th episode, we thought that we should at least cover a couple of Discord comments.
Yeah, what's happening right now? What's happening in the community? It matters, but they are certainly heated.
It's the community's a little grumpy at the moment, and they're a little grumpy about server merges. There are a bunch of servers still, but it seems that Stormona is the only one that's really hugely populated.
Well, yeah, because we built it. I mean, of course it's going to be the most popular. How could it not be? We made a song about it. What else could happen? Be the most popular, exactly.
Nothing. I mean, we were there, and the people came, and now it's the most popular. Sorry, Black Moon, you had your day. It's over.
And then you just exploited, and you had to come take your exploit pains out on Stormona.
You ruined your server. Stay away from ours.
Don't ruin ours.
Anyway, I don't know. Are we playing with fire here? If we shut down all these servers and then like BRK hits and it's super popular and then everybody comes back, are we going to be able to handle that? I don't know about this.
You're the tech guy. Can servers be like shards?
I mean, I think that's what the shards are. I think they're just servers of the same server that you select, right? So I think, yeah, I mean, technically we could probably just have 3 or 4 servers that are sharded out, right? 4 or 5 in each one. I think that would work.
It seems crazy, but you don't make it like instant, right? You have a server, it gets too populated, it makes another server, and then that server's on a 2-month timer. And if it sucks and doesn't progress from there, it goes away and goes back into the original server. And so they're all like stemming from 4 or 5 different original servers. One could be like the European one can be the non-American one, non-European one, and then the other 3 are East, West, and maybe Central. I don't know. And they all kind of spawn from there, and they last a little bit. And if people like it and it stays there, then you play on that one, and the population grows there. And then once that explodes or it gets too much, then maybe another one populates under that, and it's on that 2-month mark. And the 2-month mark goes away from the second one, right? So those are 2 fully done servers. That's where they live, and they probably are not going away anytime soon unless the population dwindles down too far. I don't know. This is me just spitballing. I don't even know if this is a good idea or can even possibly be done. I don't know. What do you think, Draq?
That's a good idea. If we get the 3 or 4 servers and we just shard them up, then that would take care of the problem. But then you have the additional problem of then with the more shards that you have, that means the more exploiting there is. So
that
people hopping from server to server. Now, I thought when you said put more time into the amount of time that you hop between servers, I thought you meant
we need that too. That definitely needs to happen.
Yeah, I think it should take you like 10 minutes to switch servers, right? That you should pick a server that you're on. So I want to be on Stormona 2, and you should normally play on that same server. And you shouldn't just swap back and forth every single day looking for the best server. And you shouldn't be able to swap to a different server just to kill a different named mob. That's ridiculous.
We used to have it where it went back to your bind point. We should absolutely be doing that. You should always start at a stone if you switch a server. And I do love your 10-minute, but it should be even longer. It should be a solid hour. That's how long it takes to find a group sometimes, right? An hour. You should give it a go. You get that, and then you tried and you failed, and you can move to another one.
It's got to be something longer than it is. The instant server switching is causing issues. I mean, even 10 minutes, I don't think... Would you break for 10 minutes to switch unless it was just real bad?
Yeah, I mean, the built-in break, that's a great path right there.
Yeah.
We're going to switch servers, so here we go. We're going to take a little 10-minute break and switch servers and go.
I don't know what the right solution is.
Here.
Yeah.
Joppa, listen to our words and put your magical wisdom all over it and make it happen. Thank you.
Sometimes we have brilliant ideas. VR should definitely just implement immediately. This is not one of them. We're kind of just talking.
You need something though. You got to figure it out. Either have the servers done, no one can move, no sharding, something. The combination of whatever Draq and I just vomited out of our mouths is perfect.
Well, I included this next bit because it's literally the theme of our show, which is Community Matters. The title of the thread is Community Matters, but not in test.
Oh my god!
Ouch! That's
you can clear. Is this a VIP? There's no way this is a VIP, right? You can clearly tell this is not a VIP because, well, we didn't think that way when we were testing, and it was just us VIPs. We absolutely community mattered in a test. It's super important. I get that it's going to eventually be wiped, but we play in a world, and why we all came to Pantheon is because this is your one chance. You make your name for yourself, just like you did in EQ. And if you screw it up, you could start over a new character on another server and start over that way. But I mean, in the community and in the Discord, we see everything that you're posting. It used to matter. Your name used to matter. Now that there's thousands of people, 30,000 people in the Discord, everything's lost. Like, you lost all that voice that we once had when there was only 1,000 of us, right? So It does matter. I don't care who you are. You need to lock it up and play by the rules and play fair and be kind to people. This is a game where that is important to its player base, even if that player base has checked out for a while because we're waiting to see where the game goes. And we've already played the game a lot longer than most. Please be kind to each other.
And I would say the exact opposite. I think that community needs to matter more, because community is the reason that I'm playing Pantheon Rise of the Fallen right now. Our weekly stream and my friends that I come back for every week to play an MMO with, a group MMO with, is the reason that we're continuing to play Pantheon. There's just not enough content in the game for it to be like this full-fledged MMO that you can just weekly dive into. But what it's really great at, and what it's always really been great at since day one, is it's a group MMO that's centered around grouping and centered around the old school ideas of you have to have community, you have to have a guild, you have to have a group, you have to have community, and that community matters, and that to do that, to push forward. So I think the opposite is true. I think that VR needs to lean into more community building ideas. They need to lead into more community events. They need to lead into helping guilds form, helping guilds do things. There needs to be something for guilds to do, right? Because that's our problem with our guild right now, is there's nothing to do as a guild. All we have guild tags. That's it.
Hooray!
Yeah, we need more things to do as a community in the game.
A little bit. And the fact that we can't see each other over different shards, why? Why is this a thing? We need to be able to see our entire guild.
Well, that goes back to we need to, and then maybe that's on us, is we need to pick like a shard, and then everybody needs to go to that shard. So,
Well, what if it closes down? Then we just go to one?
Yeah, I guess then we communicate a new shard, right? Like, yeah. That's kind of the A part of it.
All right, put that on us, VR. Great, thanks.
Just this once, we're taking responsibility.
Fine, we will send out messages. Put more content in.
Well, speaking of fun tags.
Ooh, Discord content.
Discord content. So Pantheon Rise of the Fallen now has a Discord tag. And if you are friends with me on Discord or just view me in the Static Group Live Discord, you will see my little PFR tag, which stands for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. And if you click on my name and then you click on the PFR, then it will take you to the Pantheon Rise of the Fallen Discord. I guess PRF. Sorry, I got a little dyslexic there. PRF. It will take you to the Pantheon Rise of the Fallen.
It doesn't help that on our show notes you have PFR.
I know.
You're reading it.
I wrote it down dyslexic.
Well done. Well done.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
This is the type of
Typical
professionalism
Draq. Yeah.
that followed Desrin and Theric.
Exactly. Oh, Draq.
Oh, Draq. All right. Well, we wanted to end the VR news and notes section on a happy note.
Because currently nobody is. So let our overwhelmingly happy personalities that are Draq and Dymlos wash over you like a soothing Redbeard Flynn episode.
Indeed. So we just wanted to take a minute because everybody else kind of got to talk about community matters. I wanted to talk about community matters a little bit too. For me, community matters is Pantheon has been the return of Draq and Dymlos, not just in the rewind, but in playing an MMO together, just in general. The last MMO, what was the last MMO we did together? Was it EverQuest 2?
Maybe
Something after that? I don't even remember.
Like you're talking that little tiny stint you were on Varsoon, or like actually played a game together?
No. When we were actually playing a game together. Oh, no, it was WoW. World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
so the last time
WoW.
we played together seriously in an MMO was like World of Warcraft. And that was years ago.
Yeah.
5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it was a long time. And so Pantheon brought us back together. I got into it first, and then at some point I was like, Dymlos, you got to check this out. And then he got into it, and then it's felt like a return to our college days, and it's been so much fun. And not only that, I've got to like rekindle old MMO friends, but I've also got to make all tons of new MMO friends, and that has just been so much fun. And just the community, the Pantheon community, and the community that we have here at Stat Group Live, it's just been a total blast. And as a card carrying introvert, I use my MMOs and I use my online experiences to flesh out things that in my normal life that I maybe wouldn't be comfortable doing. So I have thoroughly enjoyed every moment. What about you, Dymlos?
I mean, you can't really say that better, Draq. I'm so glad that we did almost rekindle our friendship. We never we're not friends, of course, but certainly
we're dudes, right? We're dudes. We don't do the whole we don't have to have specific phone calls where I'm over you or I'm done with you. We just go through life.
Draq, I cannot believe what you said about me the other day. It was unbelievable. No, we did take some time off, and we had done it before too. We ebb and flow of the MMO, and it was a big ebb or flow. I think it's ebb. Ebb's the bad one, right? Yeah. We were gone for a long time, and 4 years ago, you're like, check this out. I fell in love with Pantheon. I fell in love with the Rewind. The fact that there was a podcast with Theric and Minus who I thought were just kind of really awesome guys that were really passionate. And I was like, well, I used to be passionate about MMOs like that. I really want to be passionate about that too. So I joined this community with your blessing, and now I guess we kind of run it. So sorry, everybody.
Wow. Don't apologize.
Oh, right. Community matters. Community matters. We're being positive. Yeah. Well, hopefully you guys find us humorous. We're happy to kind of spur on, just keep this this show afloat. Not even just this show, but the whole channel itself. And hopefully we can find more new people that join the family. Maybe want to help this channel grow a little bit and stream something. You got to kind of be somewhat nice, and we have to like you. So, obviously you just let me play the damn game. You're out. You can't stream here. Kidding. Love you. I'm just glad that we were able to kind of rekindle our friendship where we actually talk to each other on a regular basis. It's definitely not every day, but it's pretty darn close to that. And when we do talk, it's usually for long periods of time, which I appreciate. And because you have always been a good friend to me, you've been a good moral compass, as you are with this channel and as you are with this community. I'm thankful that you brought me in, so we had the opportunity to do this. It's been real good, and I'm so thankful to have met so many awesome people, so many people that support what we do here one way or another just by letting us know. I love getting random tells in game or on Discord that just are like, hey, we really like the show. Thank you so much for continuing on and bringing us a little joy to our week. Yeah, I'm so excited to kind of be a big part of this community and what it does, and make decisions on where it goes and what it does. And it's just been awesome. So yeah, thanks, Draq. Thanks for bringing me aboard.
No problem. And also, as a thank you to the community, we have a little video which contains some very special guests, which you will see shortly. So we hope you enjoy our Community Matters from staticgroup.live.
Love you!
Hey everyone, it's me, Zoe. As Static Group Live approaches episode 200, I've been thinking about what hashtag Community Matters really means to me. It's not just about numbers or streams, it's about the people. This community started as the Plus community, and you can't spell plus without us. Over time, we've grown and evolved into what's now become Static Group Live. Sometimes we're all playing the same games, and other times we're into different games. But even then, we find ways to play side by side, support each other's passions, and share that sense of community. The friends I've made, the support when things got tough, and those moments of genuine connection, it's something I really value. Community isn't just a word, it's the reason I keep showing up, and I'm truly grateful for every one of you who's been a part of this journey. Thank you for making the Static Group Live community what it is today.
Hi, my name is Annoying Llama, and I'm here to tell you what Community Matters means to me. Honestly, it means something that when you're playing a game or an MMO that you've been playing, you just kind of have that static group of people that you play with, and it's something that is exciting. It's something that's fun. You make long-lasting friends, and it's just coming together and kind of just doing your thing. Whether you meet them in and out of the game itself, you just kind of have a cherishable moment. So that's what I feel like Community Matters means to me.
At its core, a community is simply a group of people connected by a shared interest, like fans of a K-pop band or folks who drive Jeep Wranglers.
For me, our community is something a bit different, something deeper. We're bonded not just by a common interest, but by a shared emotional journey. We've come together, united by a vision that Brad and Chris brought to life. Our participation may vary, but our dedication remains. We're all still here, believing, showing up for each other, and the dream that is Pantheon. I love this community. Hashtag community matters.
Everyone dies. Nothing lasts forever. All we built will eventually fail. At the end of your life, you don't think of the company you built or the world record you broke that involved hot dogs, but did not involve eating hot dogs. What flashes through your mind before you die are your relationships. That's why we love MMOs, because they bring people together through common interests over years and even decades. That's a community, friends with common interests. With that foundation, it's easy for online friends to become real-life friends, and there's no better value a game, or anything else for that matter, can deliver. That's why community matters. And now I want a hot dog.
Hey there, SGL friends and countrymen. No camera today because of a small procedure to finally realize my dream of looking exactly like Draq. Over the years, that is wild to say, yikes. Over the years, I've been welcomed as a newbie, included in groups and events, teased as a friend, accused of virtual crimes, sought as a musical counsel, and had my overwhelmingly too many jokes sometimes laughed at. I've been able to include my kids from time to time, and even when I've gone dark for stretches, I'm always welcome back. That's what Community Matters means to me, thanks to all of you.
This week, Tess gets in an argument with AI and wins, and Militus can't get his beer open. It's Standing in Fire.
This week, we have a special shout-out to Standing in Fire. We want to congratulate the Static Group Live podcast for their 200th episode. And we want to speak to Community Matters. I want to say, in Pantheon and other MMOs, why Community Matters are these two people with me right here, and all the real life friends I've made over the years. Some of them, as Boom and Tess, met them in real life. Community Matters in MMOs because of the relationships you forge and not the pixels you collect. So again, congrats on your 200th. Community Matters. Keep on producing great content.
That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. We're supposed to only do 30 seconds, by the way. And I decided that that's not going to happen. So we're going to just go ahead and kind of hijack the show for a bit. And we're going to talk, I got Militus and Tess here roped in. They won't do any more podcasts with me, by the way. I think it might be because when we were talking about Pantheon back in I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember I said the Archive were surfers, and I remember, and I said the Scar had two wieners. I don't know. Do you guys remember that?
I do. They still haven't got your surfer class.
Yeah,
we're Archive in the game yet. No.
I feel like that is right when I lost you guys, and that's, so I want to apologize for that. I'll never ever think that that's what's going on again. But it is what it is. 200 episodes though. That's fantastic. Way to go, guys.
And I'd like to throw out this. I was telling the boys when I was getting ready today, I was like, well, I'm not as young as I used to be. And neither is this community. I'm much older. It has been 11 years. 11 years! And look at everyone that is still coming together, and we're still creating content, and we're still so excited about working together and talking to each other and being the best friends. And so that is why.
Did you guys remember when Pantheon first started? I started a website it was called Pantheon or Mars. Do you guys remember that? And the whole thing was were we gonna make it? Was man gonna be on Mars before Pantheon launched, or was Pantheon going?
We don't have an answer. We still don't have an answer.
I conceded. I did keep the website running. There was a small time there where I thought possibly that the Mars was going to win, but it did not win. So congratulations, all you Pantheon players. You're getting to play your game. That's awesome.
Yeah, congrats, guys.
Oi, it's Benonai. You won't know the truth, mate. Secret societies without societies are just secrets. Conspiracies must have someone to spy with. And password handshakes are very hard to do by yourself. Even for someone like me, proclaiming the truth in a sea of lies by Queen Amethyl is not doable alone. So, grab a friend, blackmail a stranger into helping, tie someone up and throw them across your horse. Because even as a rebel, community matters. Viva Rocha.
Community matters. What does community matters mean to me? Basically, it's people being able to share in the stupid shit that you do. That shared experience of running and jumping off things that you shouldn't and dying to fall damage and asking for people to help you because you suck. But it generally means having a place to go to where you feel like you are home, where you feel like the people that are there are people that are friendly and kind. It's a canvas of which to paint your adventures on, but you don't have to do it alone. And you get to share it with people that you care about and you enjoy spending time with. That's what Community Matters means. Congratulations everyone at Static Group Live for hitting 200 episodes. That's like at least a couple more than 5. But you know, congratulations. Well done. It's really well deserved. Onward and upward. And thank you for having me be part of it. Even if it's mostly just to be your therapist.
Hey everybody, Mr. Coddleshire here. Community matters. In fact, it feels like we've been saying community matters with Pantheon for pretty much forever. And it's never not been true. The community definitely makes the game what it is today. Now, if it was not for Pantheon, I probably wouldn't have known all the people I know now over at Static Group Live. You know, like Draq and Vendini and GuloGulo and Dymlos and Marks and just so many more people that I wouldn't have known otherwise without Pantheon existing. So, well, I hope everyone has a wonderful day and keep that community going. Don't forget the community. All right, bye. And boarding off. Hey, it's me. Is the friggin' time machine done yet? We need to make sure Pantheon doesn't happen. What do you mean it's not friggin' done yet? I gave you $100 for your hot tub time machine and it's not done yet? Get it freaking done, or I'll do you in. Right, tough guy? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey everybody, Jabba here. Man, community matters. I was excited to talk about this. So obviously this is something we've talked about a lot in our community. In the sense that we're building a social group-centric game, and community really matters in the sense that you're relying on other players, you're developing relationships, developing reputations. But it's interesting to thinking about it from, you know, my side of things as a developer. When I think of community matters over time, it's really started to hone in on the fact that the community surrounding this game, the people who have supported the project, people who believe in what we're doing, that is a community to us. And even though there's, you know, we're on the development side and you guys are on the community side watching and, you know, engaging in what we're building, it really does feel like a community to us, and one that very much so matters because we wouldn't be here without you guys. And in many ways, I don't know that we would have had the strength and the willpower to keep pushing forward were not so many of you that truly believe in what we're doing, truly support us. So really cool opportunity to think about community matters in that context, and wanted to give a personal thank you to all of you who have been our strong community and have stuck with us, all the way through and continue to do so. So absolutely, community matters big time to us, and can't wait to continue this journey with you all. Onward and upward. Thanks, everybody.
Well, you guys, you made it to episode 200. Congratulations on carrying on the rewind for so long. I am so happy that you guys have carried the rewind forward. Draq and Dymlos, you guys are doing a great job. And, thinking back on how this whole thing started and what community matters meant, has changed over the years. I think it means something different now than it did then, at least for me. When we started this, it was about bringing, people together to sort of get involved in the Pantheon community and all that stuff. But, I think we've maybe changed a little bit with regard to that. Now it's about bringing people together to play games, and Static Group Live has done that's been the mantra since day one, and I'm so happy you guys have continued that, and that's what community matters means to me. And when Draq asked me to do this, to make a video about this, I was sort of thinking about some of the things I learned along the way and some of the things that I picked up. And one of the phrases I heard, somebody mentioned it somewhere that really stuck with me over the years was if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go with others, right? And I think that sort of encapsulates what community is meant, and community matters means when I think about it, at least. And with the rewind and with all the streaming and everything like that, it's always been about the community and bringing people together to play games and have fun. So not to be long-winded, but just to say congratulations, you guys. I'm so happy that you guys are still doing this, and I'm so happy that everybody else is still enjoying the rewind as much as they are. So keep it up and carry on. Cheers.
From the SGL Action News Desk, this is MMO News, featuring your anchors, Draq and Dymlos.
MMO News!
Have we got some MMO news for you?
Do we?
Yeah.
What's been going on in the MMO world, Draq? Let me know.
Well, we are 3 weeks into Dune Awakening, which is
not an MMO. Okay, next.
Which is our hot girl summer MMORPG. And guess what? There is over 1 million people that have taken to the sands of Araknis. 1 million.
What is this all about? How did this get so popular?
Isn't it crazy? It's super fun.
What? Okay. Just give me the 1 minute.
You want the 1 minute pitch? All right. Here's
why are you having so much fun in this game?
Here's the 1 minute pitch.
All right.
First of all, I love Dune. I love the new Dune movies. I think they're great. I think they're well acted. This video game ties into the movies. It's not exactly the movies, but it ties into the movies. It ties into the lore. The Dune lore is super fun. It's super different. It's different than Star Wars. It's different than Lord of the Rings. It's totally different IP, and I just love being in the Dune universe. Secondly, it's got great base building, like almost planet-side base building. It's really fantastic, super fun. I don't mind the crafting. I don't mind the survival stuff is super light. But what really gets me, I think, about this game is just you have this EverQuest feeling in your gut of like constantly being in danger. The world is trying to eat you alive at all moments in time. And there's sandworms that come out of the ground. There's spaceships that fly out of the sky and kill you. There's radiation. There's overheating. There's not having enough water. At any moment, you could just if you're not paying attention, you could just die. And I like that feeling in my MMO, and I love that feeling in Dune Awakening. And it is every time you log on, and it's fantastic.
Okay. How many people in a group, Draq?
Well, you can have as many people as you want.
Okay.
There's only technically 4 people in a group, but you can run around and do things you can do it as 6 people. I'm saying it's MMO light, and I'm saying it's MMO hot girl summer. I'm not saying it's a full-fledged MMO.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I wish I could join you on this one. I've got other games.
It's fine.
You know me.
I know.
I've got other things I want to do.
This is our summer fling. It's going to be great.
Enjoy your time away from me, but when When something drops in Pantheon, get ready.
I'm enjoying the ride. It's super fun.
Good. I'm glad you're being satiated by your time away from me.
Indeed. Also, using the Wayback Machine, let's take a look at Legends of Old. Have you heard of this one?
No, what is this?
This is an EQ type game that is a co-op.
What?
Yeah. So think EverQuest Dungeons, but only four classes, and all you do is run dungeons. It's not an MMO, it's just a dungeon runner co-op game, but in EverQuest style graphics, EverQuest style play.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So where is this at?
This released on Steam. Mr. C kept telling me about how it's going to release at the end of summer, and they just dropped this thing, which probably isn't a good thing. But it's out on Steam right now with mixed reviews.
Ooh, mixed?
Mixed. I got a feeling that they probably rushed it to market. But it is a EQ style game, a la co-op, so I thought maybe we should mention it for those that may want to do it. I know Mr. C is definitely going to dive into it.
Is this like a little version of Lost Dungeons in Norath, maybe?
It very much could be. It could just be like a 4-player co-op Lost Dungeons of Norath. Totally.
Bruh.
Yeah?
Bruh.
Do we need to try this out?
We may need to try this out. If it's any amount of good, I feel like we should.
I mean,
even mixed reviews, that just means that we are probably, as the even keel people of this world and community, we're probably going to find it good. It's probably going to be good.
I mean, I think it's like $20, so it's not even that big of an investment.
All right, I'm down. Whenever we find time.
I know you're really going to hate this one. Last but not least.
I saw this, and it's just like, okay, so we're not going to talk about the upcoming Monsters and Memories playtest this weekend.
Oh, no, we definitely got to talk about that. Sorry, I totally forgot about that.
Okay, well, do you want to talk about that first?
Let's talk about that first.
Okay. I'm leaving all this in, too, by the way.
We're just going to slide that in like that never happened.
No. This is all staying in. This is good content. Yeah, well, everybody, we've got a Monsters and Memory playtest this weekend. It's all weekend. It's going to be hardcore. Told the boys to be ready to go a little hard this weekend. I've kind of cleared my schedule, except for one thing that I'll have to be gone for. But other than that, we're gonna give it a go. I kind of want to see what level 15 looks like in this game. So get ready.
Yeah, you haven't really gone hard on Monsters and Memories yet. I got up to 13, I think. That's about as far as I've gotten. But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed Monsters and Memories. I know that it's going to be super fun, and I'm looking forward to, pushing it a little bit this weekend. I think it's going to be a good time. And we are probably playing Monsters and Memories right now while listening to the rewind. So, you could do that too. So hop on Monsters and Memories, give it a little test. This is a play test. This isn't the stress test. So if you've gotten on a stress test before and you're like, this sucks because you can't move around, it's all laggy. That's not what this is. This is a playtest. During the playtest, they keep the servers running really, really good, and it's super smooth. If you want to try the game and see what it's like and feel how it's going to be, then this is it.
Are we going to have anything on our channel?
The Chaos Theory should be streaming right after the rewind.
Perfect. Well, check that out. I know I will be excited to see that, excited to see what they're doing, and excited to see where we're going. We use these stress tests to get me to 4 as quickly as possible so I could at least be functional in the group. And now we're going to go actually group out. And
your human, what the heck is your class again?
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor, that's right. Human Inquisitor is moving forward.
I can't wait to play this. It looks so much fun. Having crowd control as a tank, I couldn't ask for anything more. That couldn't be a better 2 skills to put together for me. So I'm very excited.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Now can I talk about my thing? Can I go now?
Only if you take 3 seconds to do it, because this is terrible. I can't believe you're plugging your own bullshit.
2 minutes. I get 2
Java
minutes.
is not proud, and the sanctity of the top 5 is upset at this. Go.
All right. I'm willing to take the hit. because college football 26 is coming out. Now, I know that most of our fans are not sports fans. It's okay. Just give me another minute and a half. I promise I won't ever talk about it again.
Go Pacers.
Random Rob, Dwimble, and myself, we played college football 25 literally since it launched last year. We played in a dynasty. We played literally till now. We're still playing in the same dynasty. We've gone like 38 seasons in the same dynasty. We had so much fun. And college football 26 it's like an RPG, man. Like the coaches have skill trees, their stats. Like it is just super fun. So if you want to play with us, just send me a message in Discord. We would love to play college football with you. We'll get you in. I'm calling the league the C's Greatness League for SGL. Get it?
I thought I said 3 seconds, not 3 minutes. This
2 minutes.
Is terrible.
No, I got 10 seconds left. The last part
Okay.
is CFB 26's crossplay. So if you got an Xbox, if you got a PS5, it doesn't matter. We can all play together. That's my pitch. No more sports ball.
Man, I can't believe I didn't even get to talk about Pokemon Unite.
5,
Draq, I'm so disappointed in you.
4.
Luckily, every week I dominate this list and just destroy Dymlos.
3.
I thought you would just tuck your head between,
No
your butt
way!
cheeks.
No, my list is
And
amazing.
It's not at all.
2.
Oh, already your list is the worst. Your list is the worst.
1.
All right, Dymlos, as promised, the mother of all top fives, the top 5 rewind episodes since the beginning, 1 through 200. Let's go.
How could we not be our top 5, right? Like this is clearly what we've all led up to. Let's just kind of dive right in because this is probably going to take us a little while to yap through. So, we'll see. Maybe it won't. Maybe we'll just say this episode and mine has sucked at it, and that's why I like it. Just kidding. All right, Draq, hit me with your number 5.
My number 5 is a classic of EQ rewinds, and that is the Fortress Devayer recap. If you'll remember, this is when Minus, Nathan, Theric, who else? It was Basgrim. All went through.
Never heard of him.
Never. All went through Fortress Devayer, and Minus was kind of leading the group, and there was this drama about whether Minus was being too bossy after it was all over, but it was super fun. And if you've ever been around Minus, the number one thing that draws me to Minus is he's just this fantastic storyteller. And so you listen to him recount Fortress Devayer, and you just wanted to play the game. I think they probably sold like 700 pledges off of just that rewind alone. It was epic.
It was a good one. That was like right when I started. I was maybe like 3 months deep into the rewind and all things Pantheon. So I was still like in my rose-colored glasses, fresh guy on the block. This is the greatest game of all time. I can't wait for this to come out. It's definitely not going to take 7 years to come out. It's going to be out real soon. Oops.
Well,
no, it's worth the wait. But
it was a super good episode. What about your number 5?
Well, this is kind of a homer pick here, but we're going to go with episode 155, and that is where you and I took over.
Woohoo!
Yeah, look at us. This was a year ago. We had our year anniversary last episode. I have gone back and listened to this episode, and Draq, I'll be honest with you, it's bad. It's real bad. We had no idea what we were doing. We tried to have some sort of plan together, but we certainly neither of us have done a podcast before. I guess I did that little bit of time with Game Giesen and Nathan Napalm. And, but other than, that lasted 17 episodes. And here we are now what's math? 45 episodes deep.
45 deep, baby.
Look at that math. It's been good. We're so much better. Don't go back and listen to this episode unless you hate yourself. But it really kind of did spur on what we're doing here. And I like to see where we started and where we've come. We've definitely, as I said on last episode, we've definitely grown a lot. This has gotten a lot smoother. The shows are a little more streamlined. They're not as whatever we want to say for 3 hours sort of episode. Though I'm not against that. You know, if we ever have Nathan on again, I'm fine with the episode going 3 hours. It doesn't matter. But I just won't be able to edit it that week. But it'll take 2 weeks to edit. We'll have 2 episodes come out, premiere at the same time. Because I'll need 2 weeks to edit it.
You know what? I looked back and there were several rewinds where Minus and Theric split it up. Because Minus did a couple of interviews and he actually did 2 rewind episodes for 1 interview. And remember the JN interview was 2 episodes. And I was like, oh, we should have done that with some of these people because they were talking forever.
Yeah. Yep. Illidan comes to mind. Militus. Man, those guys talk forever.
Oh, Militus. Like, I love you. But woo.
Great episode. Such a great episode. All right, Draq. Well, I'm loving where we're going out with this. So hit me with your number 4.
Number 4 was rewind number 60. This is the rewind after the 30-hour playtest that we got to do. And that 30-hour playtest, for those of you that don't remember, that was the longest playtest that we had ever gotten in Pantheon up to that point. And so it was a big deal. And we all the VIPs got to play it, and we were super stoked about the game, but nobody could talk about it. Nobody. But Minus, he's just like, pick. Hey, Joppa. Hey, can I talk about my VIP experience? Hey, and he gave them a whole script of exactly what he was going to say and exactly the story. And he just was like, hey, have you looked at the script? Hey, have you done and he just got it through in only the way that Minus could do. And so he got exclusive permission to tell his story about the 30-hour playtest session that was amazing. And everybody loved it because, as I said before, Minus is a fantastic storyteller. And so I was just glued to that whole episode because even though we played the playtest together and we had a great time, but listening to Minus retell it was so much fun.
Yeah, just kind of reliving it in your mind's eye while you're listening to him talk. I love that. It was good. Great episode. Really good choice. 30-hour playtest is awesome. If boners last for more than 30-hour playtests, play more Pantheon.
Don't call Blue Chew.
Exactly. Nope. Great episode. I fully agree with that. And yeah, I'm glad you had it on your list. So many good episodes here.
What about your number 4?
Well, number 4, another little nostalgia pick, I guess. Number 38, which is the first episode of the Rewind I listened to. This is the one that got me hooked. Minus the sultry tones mixed with Theric's sultry tones. This is good. I mean, it was such a good show, and I just respect those guys a lot. And I don't even remember what this episode was about because it was 4 years ago at this point, but it was good. So I'm glad that it was so good that it kept me going for 4 more years.
You didn't go back and listen to it again?
No, I've got too many things to listen to. I got to listen to us. I got to make sure we're still good and how we can improve. I got to spend my time doing that. I can't go back and listen to old 4-year-old Pantheon episodes. They might talk about the old graphics and I might start crying. I can't afford that while I'm driving.
So good. So good.
Well, let's dive into number 3, Draq. What do you got?
Oh, number 3 is a little spicy. Spicy.
Yeah.
I remember.
How could it be a top 5 list without a little spice to it?
I remember this so clearly because Theric messaged me on Discord and he's like, hey, what do you think about this Discord title? It was like 247 WTF. And I was like, oh, perfect. You crushed it.
Perfect.
That's perfect. Go with it. I approve. Like, because we would bounce stuff off each other all the time. I would ask him about streaming stuff and he'd ask me about rewind stuff. And so he was like, hey, do you think this is too much? And I was like, no, just go for it, man. Just do it. Like, it was so
it was
good.
The beginning of the end of us being the constant white knights of Pantheon.
The 247s did not go over well, but in that episode, I mean, they handled it really well, as Des and Theric do. They were really respectful.
Sure. Where did that respect go to? Jeez.
Yeah,
who are these schmucks that running now?
We do not have that same level of decor.
Tact,
if you will. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So they handled it great, but you could tell that they were disappointed. So,
oh, for sure. Which then is just the perfect transition into my number 3, which was the next episode 152, that rejoiced when 247 was done and down with the NDA, so we could talk about anything we wanted to. And this was the time, Draq, if you remember, when Des and Theric were getting a little tired, and episodes were definitely not coming out every week. They weren't even coming out every month, honestly. But when the big stuff happened, like 247, or when the NDA fell, then they came out of the woodwork and had a great episode. So this is like basically right before we took over, but these were just like showing the path that this podcast had to take. We were tired of no information, and then the NDA dropped and we could talk about anything. This show was ripe for, I don't want to say a rebrand, but I mean, as soon as
we did reband between those two shows. We did.
We had to. I mean, that was the instant thing when we first started talking about this. When we first knew that Theric and Desmond were going to step down, and what do we do with the show? I instantly went to you and said, "We're taking it. We're taking it over. This is Your and I show now. We're going to rebrand it into something that we can do." We kind of already started with the B word, the blog. And we were going to take elements from that blog and put it into this rewind, keep the news flowing, because now news was flowing. There was more news than we could even handle. And the show had to continue. Like, we had to keep this thing going because there was so much news. And they were just burnt out by too little news. And so they didn't want to pick it back up and keep running with it. And that's fine. Like, I totally get it. This is an exhausting hobby. Exhausting, as you well know. And as we have been very open and honest about, this takes a ton of work. This is a hobby that eats up the majority of my time. It's tough. Being able to grab the reins from Theric and Desmond, kind of give it a little polish over, stumble our way through it for a while, and then hit a stride. And episode 151, 152, that's kind of where all this came from. I knew it was looking to become something different, rise from the ashes, a phoenix from the ashes into something new, different, exciting, and just a different path. And that's where it needed to go. And I felt like this was something that you and I should do, and that we should take on, and we should give it as much honor and respect as we possibly can, which I feel like we've done for the last 45 episodes. Great job to us, Draq. And thank you, Desmond and Theric, for allowing us to kind of run away with it.
It's been super fun.
Absolutely.
Well,
all right.
Something else.
Do you want to talk about this episode, or should we move on to your number 2?
No, I'm good. I think you covered it.
I think I did too. I know I yap forever. It's what we do here, and then we cut a bunch of it. Jack, number 2.
Number 2 was the episode 175, which was the episode that launched prior to early access. This was peak Pantheon for us, right?
Absolutely.
This was the Super Bowl. This was the All-Star game. This was everything, right? We recorded on the Tuesday, which was not Pantheon early access, and then it dropped on the Saturday, which was Pantheon early access. So it was just super fun. And if you remember back to that time, we didn't even know, because they had said it's probably going to launch at this time, but I don't even think we had a firm date yet at that time. Like, it was all up in the air of like, what's going to happen. So,
as we do.
But we ended up launching, I believe it was that Saturday. And I believe the early access started like halfway through the rewind. So we were playing Pantheon in Wild's End during this rewind. It was just epic, because the early access, the first few months of it were super fun and just a memorable time, which I'll never.
Absolutely. I know a ton of people made some great memories. We got some great reviews out of it. How positive, how we ate so much crow because we were so wrong about the early access. It was such a positive thing for Pantheon, and I'm glad it was a overwhelming success. We wanted it to be, but we just knew, it was probably going to backfire, but we were wrong. We were so wrong, and we openly admit that. It was probably like the one thing we were wrong about, Jack. Out of this whole thing, we've been right before and after ever since. But
99.73% always right, and this one time wrong. Got it.
Yeah, that's why it's in our top 5. I like it. Good pick.
What about your number 2?
Number 2 for me is one of Theric's favorite episodes, and I couldn't agree more. One of the things, going back to listening to episode 155 when I did, was hearing Theric's kind of heartfelt goodbye to the Rewind. And he had mentioned this episode how he still to this day, or to that day, I guess that was a year ago at this point, went back and listened to that episode 100. And that was the one very similar to this episode, where it was voice messages left by the community. Theric opened up messages from the people. If you wanted to record something about why community matters, you could be on the show. And he just got a bunch of really great stuff from people that were so grateful for what they did on the Rewind. Here we are 100 episodes later, and we're repeating. We're just taking Theric's great ideas and making them our own, as we do, as what this whole podcast is about. I love this episode, and I love this episode for Theric mostly. It's good to hear really why community actually matters. If you are one of the newer people and you want to know exactly why we feel the way we do about the community and how important it is to the game, go back and listen to this episode and just hear people talk about why it matters. And it's super important. So episode 100, number 2, can't get much better than that.
Boom. Loved it.
Last one, Draq. What do you got on the table for us?
Dude, the last one's got to be 157, man. This, and not for the reason that you're thinking. You're thinking Draq just wants to be right about water as a snack. That's not it. That's not it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because if you remember, so we started with 155.
Right.
And our idea was, one of the things we wanted to incorporate was we wanted the top 5. Well, this was 2 episodes into the top 5, and we weren't 100% certain that this was going to make the show. Like, this was just a trial thing, right?
Sure.
So we dropped top 5 snacks, and the community just exploded. Like, everyone was arguing about water and whether it was a snack or not. And everyone,
it's not, by the way,
everyone was flipping me crap about it on Discord. Every Discord that I was in, the official Discord, the guild Discord, the SGL Discord, private messages, Nathan's Discord, every Discord was like, water's not a snack.
Oh, so good.
And it was so good. And that is when we really solidified the top 5, which has just been a wonderful addition, our sonata, if you will, to the Rewind. And it's been fantastic. And I've loved it. I've loved the top 5s that we do. They're so much fun.
It is the best part of the show, except for last week's show. Thanks, Dwimble. Anyway, I also have one of our episodes in my number 1. How could I not? The old stuff is great.
It's our top 5.
It's our show, and it's our top 5. Of course, my number 1 episode is going to be one that we did. And for me, it was the Thanksgiving top 5. This is my favorite holiday. So how could it not be my favorite episode, top 5? We learned that you should have deviled eggs with everything, even though you only have them on Thanksgiving.
No, that's wrong. That's an error.
No, it's deviled eggs all the time. Thanksgiving and all holidays are nothing without deviled eggs. Don't just limit yourself to one time a year to eat deviled eggs. You should be eating them all the time. Also, this happened to be our episode where we had GuloGulo on, and we talked about guilds, which is another reason why community matters, is being a part of a guild. I thought, what better episode to be the number 1 on our number 200 episode about how community matters than Thanksgiving, guild building, and our good friend GuloGulo. It's the number 1 episode for this top 5, no matter what anybody else says. Done.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to stay away from all of our guests because if I put one on, I was going to feel bad about the rest.
Not me. Fuck everybody else.
I mean, there's been so many good guests.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great guests.
We've had Vendini. That was the druid one. Oh, that one almost made my top 5.
That's
real
a
close.
great episode. I did
so
go back
good.
to listen to that one pretty recently, and that was probably one of our best episodes.
You had the 8-hour Nathan Napalm saga episode. Like, that thing ran on forever. I mean, Militus was fantastic. Who else did we had? Lotu on with the origami. Yeah, the origami.
the only top 5 I've lost to this date.
Yeah, just like all the guests have been great, and
They have
so
been.
much fun.
Appreciate them. It wasn't just because of Gulo. It was because Thanksgiving top 5 and guild building communities, but also just so happened that our good friend Gulu was on. So
absolutely,
yep, it was a good one. Well, great episodes. These are 10 really, really great episodes. I couldn't have this any better, but let's just
I'm willing to call it a tie. Just this 1 week, we can have peace.
I mean, we had a tie one other time, didn't we?
I mean, I may have said that, but I wasn't thinking that in my heart.
Yeah, because I have won every one except the origami one. So, yep, you're exactly right, Jack. No, still not a tie. I win. Anyway, let's see what the other plebs have said that are the best episodes. Play the sound.
Better-to-do, better-to-do, better-to-do.
You're looking at 3 great Patreons here. We are so appreciative.
Pretty
of them.
solid lists. Pretty solid.
Really solid lists. They took the time to kind of do a little research. You know who we're missing? Dwimble. Shocker, because he is pathetic and has no time to do anything. Oh, I didn't have time. I was too busy playing college fucking football. Womp, 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 womp. This is why Dwimble ruins everything. Anyway, let's talk about this. These are great answers. I don't even know who to start with, but let's just, who do we not usually start with? Actually, Screech has been gone for a while. So let's start with Screech because he's making his glorious return into the top 5. Number 5 is number 1. Where it all began.
Great episode. Did you know that I listened to number 1 live? I was one of the listeners for the first episode.
Yeah, not me. I have not listened to it, and I didn't go back and listen to it. So I have no idea what was on this episode. Do you even remember, Draq?
I don't remember.
I mean, that was 5 years ago. So
a lot of it was kind of minus establishing what Pantheon Plus was going to be, what the Rewind was going to be, just kind of setting the table.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's where it all began for sure. And then number 4, episode 155, where it all began, part 2. It's great. It was a great episode. We really crushed it. Definitely in my top 5. Somehow not in Draq's top 5. Well, whatever. Okay. Our first episode. I can't complain about that. That's a great one, Screech.
I felt it was a little egotistical to put myself in the top 5. I don't know.
Except that your 3, 2, and 1 were our. No, it's not just 2 and 1 were our episodes. Okay, fine. You're redeemed. I had more of our episodes than you did, so I guess you win there. But you did not win the top 5. Number 3 is number 42 because number 42 is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. Great answer.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, if you don't know.
Number 2 is episode 159, where we had our first run-in with Redbeard Flynn of 3 episodes.
Been 3.
Redbeard. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how Redbeard Flynn got left off our top 5.
Well, he didn't because he's here. So it still gets mentioned. Red, we love you. We are going to have you on here soon. We've just had a lot of episodes in the way, but we will absolutely have you back on as soon as possible. I know he's busy with his channel too. Like he's crushing it with all sorts of content.
He's a big deal.
I know. But we'll get him booked, everybody. We do need some like anti-negativity, and it's good. And as Screech has put it, he is the balm to my troubled MMO soul. Isn't that true? He's got a great voice. He's got a great beard, and I love having him on the show. So we'll get you back soon. And then last but not least is episode 200. As he says, yes, I'm predicting this episode to be the best of them all so far. And he's right. This is definitely the best episode of the Rewind. So great job, Screech. You win. You're the winner of the Patreons. And I haven't even read off the other 2, and I already know you're the one.
That's super confident, though.
Yeah, It's very true. He did give us a shout out here, Jack. I assume that you're not putting this into the card, but he did say, congrats and thanks for picking up the rewind back up and not letting it go gently into the good night. So I definitely absolutely feel that same way. I'm glad we didn't, Draq. Good job on us. Okay, let's go to Archbishops, where he's got number 48 and 49. You already mentioned this. This was the JN interview, 2 episodes long. Probably should have taken the cue from Minus and Theric, splitting up those interviews. That's a great idea. We'll probably have to do that in the future. We love JN. He can write anything, as the Theric's Rainbow song lets us know. So great 2 episodes, even though you've broken the sanctity of the top 5 by listening 2 episodes in one spot of the top 5.
I think it's fair. Yeah. I think it's fair. If it was us, we would have just jammed it into one episode. I don't care. It's a 4-hour episode, whatever.
Don't listen to it.
Shorter than Nathan Napalm.
That's true. 100% fact. Number 4 was your number 4 as well, Drax. So good choice there, Archbishops, is the 30-hour playtest. Number 3 is number 46, where Minus defends his overachiever group leaderness and reflects on Fairthale / Fortress Deviar playthrough. You had, this was yours as well.
Yeah. He just phrased it differently than I did.
Yeah, much better, shockingly.
Yeah. Because if you remember, everyone, specifically the Basgrim fans, were super upset that
Never heard of them.
they felt like Basgrim was being attacked by Minus. But as in that show, he explains, he's like, look, we all got together in the beginning. We all decided I was going to be the leader, and I'm not bashful or shy, and I led the group, how I lead any MMO group. It was great the way he laid it out. It was really good.
I'm really glad you're not the leader of our group.
Oops.
I don't even know who the leader of our group is, honestly. It probably should be me, but fuck that. These guys don't listen to me. It might be Gulo. I don't know. It's Vendini.
Probably should be Marks.
Yeah, it probably should be. But honestly, it's Vendini. He's the one that holds the candle more than anybody. So thanks, Vendini, for being our leader. Appreciate your keeping us all together and being the new glue. You've taken the old glue from Marks, and you are now the new glue, and you've just merged your glues together to make some hot glueness. So thanks so much for all you two do. Anyway,
that got a little weird. Not gonna lie.
Yep,
got a little weird.
That's what it was meant to do. Anyway, moving on. Number 2 is number 174. His top 5, or the top 5 4-sided breakfast consumables. Where
listen here, Archbishops. Dymlos and I remember. We
never
remember.
Forget.
We have a hashtag We Remember bumper sticker on our cars right now.
Hashtag 174.
Hashtag 174 We Remember. Because that is the day that the Patreons revolted and tried to overthrow the rewind. And we didn't let it happen, did we, Dymlos?
No, we did not.
We stood firm. We stood firm and put those Patreons in their place.
Damn. This was the first top 5 that we ultimately agreed upon, and it was good. It was a wonderful episode. So funny. If you're new or missed it, 174 is a good one. It's still somewhat relevant as far as Pantheon goes, but that 4-sided breakfast consumables might be our greatest top 5 of all time. And Zip even had it. I hate to switch over to his number 1, but that was his number 1 as well. So really, really great episode there by us. And then his number 1, placating to us, 155, a number that will live in infamy as where we took over the rewind. So great, Archbishops. Thank you so much for that shout out. We appreciate you guys having that, both of you having that in your top 5. And of course, Zip, didn't have that in his top 5. What a dick. You're out of the Patreon, Zip. Just kidding. Love you. Number 5 is also J.N. Gerhardt, so matches with Archbishops. Probably should have mentioned that so I didn't have to go over it again, but here we are. Number 4 is number 23, where Minus tells his PA5 story.
He had more than one time where VR let him tell stories, so yeah, I think that was an earlier one.
So yeah, number 23 tells his PA5 story. We've clearly stated that Minus is a great storyteller. Too bad he couldn't be here to tell us a story today, but number 3 is 157. Your number 1, Draq, which is the Top Gaming Snacks. This was such a great episode. I'm glad that this is picked up and that we are able to live on with this top 5. Number 2 is episode 150, where Theric and Desrin did a live show again. That was one of the coolest things of the past, were those live shows. I couldn't believe that it was a stream rather than a podcast. I'm glad that we changed the format. I'm glad Theric decided to change the format to a podcast, because it's so much easier to record and then edit your thoughts so it sounds good. Let me tell you, people, if you're still listening at this point, if Draq and I did this show live, you would not be listening to this show anymore.
That didn't get edited out.
You would absolutely not be listening to this show anymore. Very similar to what 155 sounds like is if we were still doing the show that sounded like this. So I'm glad we are still on a podcast and people are still listening to us. So thanks so much. Oh, I was going to mention, I also still own the hoodie of this shirt. You remember when we used to do merchandise, Draq? I was the only one that bought this hoodie.
Back when I had actually time to do things, because I wasn't doing a podcast, I'd make merch every once in a while just for fun. And Dymlos bought one, so
I bought several.
Funny.
I bought several.
Did you?
Oh,
I didn't.
Not
know
of
that.
this, not multiples of this hoodie, but like I've purchased multiple SGL. I got Theric's rainbow hoodie. We've got some shirts. I just wore this the other day. The if you can't outsmart them, outstupid them. That's still the greatest shirt.
So good.
Yep. And
maybe
then
we should have put up an episode 200 hoodie. Maybe I should make that happen.
Yeah, don't worry about it. No one's gonna buy it, but so never mind. Last but not least was top 5 breakfast consumables. Great episode, great Patreons. You guys are the best. Dwimble, I still hate you, but I also love you. And Llama, we miss you. We wish you would check the Discord more. We'd love your opinion more. I know you're busy. I know you're doing your own thing, but anytime you can chime in for a top 5, we'd love to have you again. So thanks so much, guys. Community truly matters, and we know it means a lot to you guys too, because you're willing to put your money where your mouth is. And so thanks so much. Thank you for letting me roast you each week. Thanks for being a part of our show. Thanks for helping us pay for the software that we use and the subscriptions that we pay for and all the stuff that goes into paying for this show. So thanks so much, guys.
Before you leave, we've one final word. Before you've forgotten all that you've heard, there is a moment evergreen. Stay here a while and listen to me.
And just like that, episode 200 was done, Dymlos.
Man, we are getting really good at recording these things. We are streamlined. It's well before our usual cutoff time.
It's well before. I feel like, as you said earlier, we're finding our flow. It's taken us a while, probably longer than it would have taken most people. But more than anything, Dymlos, we are persistent and relentless people.
That's true.
It doesn't matter. If we suck at something, we're just like, okay, well, that's just more opportunity to get better.
Exactly right. We're going to suck so hard until we suck less.
Sucking hard just means we know where we're bad at. Even if it's everything. But that's okay. We have thoroughly enjoyed doing the rewind. We hope to go for another 200 episodes. Thank you, Minus. Thank you, Desrin. Thank you, Theric, for starting the rewind. We are thoroughly enjoying it still. We love you all. And everybody have a fantastic week. Onward and upward.
Forward, never backwards.